weight division. At the end of the session, we'll see the super heavyweights, so we're going to both ends of the spectrum this afternoon. Beautiful conditions. They really are. A little bit cooler than yesterday, probably. Just a touch more of a breeze. But still plenty warm enough. So touchy gloves between the two. And very shortly we will get underway. Kobamelo MOLATLHEGI of Botswana in the red, David OME of Papua New Guinea in the blue. Left hand there from MOLATLHEGI, landed nice and early. He's got the height and reach advantage on his opponent here. Carries that lead left hand pretty low. And OME looking to try and take advantage of that maybe with that right hand, trying to come over the top of that pretty low jab hand for MOLATLHEGI. He looks like he's got quite a curious habit, OME. He throws that right hand and then he steps off to his left hand side, almost in kind of slow motion. And he's done it again there. It's a funny little kind of step kick he takes. He throws the right hand and then he disappears off on the diagonal. And he's done it again there. The right foot, the back foot kind of comes round and he almost ends up in a southpaw stance. Right hand into the body there from OME, just quickening up those feet. MOLATLHEGI just needs to pop that jab, use that height, use that reach, and see if he can keep this on the outside. He's in against somebody relatively unorthodox here. Nice right hand to the body there from OME. MOLATLHEGI just allowing him to get close there. Poking a bit with the jab there, MOLATLHEGI. OME again just quickens his feet up and looks for that right hand into the body. Into the final minute of round one. Throwing that right hook and then just moving off to his right hand side, MOLATLHEGI. Decent looking straight right there from him. It's not been the easiest round to score, to be honest, because neither of these two have landed an awful lot. MOLATLHEGI looks capable, as I said, of establishing that jab, popping out the 1-2 and keeping his man at bay, but OME is looking to try and get on him all of the time. Despite some technical shortcomings, he's done a reasonable job of that at times, particularly with the right hand to the body. So into the final few seconds of round one, this opening fight in Ring A on day two. We had some fantastic fights yesterday, particularly in the, I'll call it the nighttime session. We've got an evening session and a nighttime session. We have 3 first round stoppages. Some big punching. We had a head clash, we had all sorts. A great fight between Michael Lukalu and Kasim Abudabart as well, which went all the way. And MOLATLHEGI there just landing a lead left hand, and you get the feeling he did enough in that opening round, but at the same time you also got the feeling he could have done a bit more.
Seconds out.
And it's MOLATLHEGI who gets it 10-9s across the board. So this is a big round for OME.
2.
A little bit busy with the hands at the start of the second round, MOLATLHEGI. OME again just still trying to close that space down on him. Referee spotted that. He just trapped the arm of OME in full view of the referee. Minute gone in round 2. OME still trying to close that gap, still trying to get in tight as much as he can. MOLATLHEGI switches southpaw briefly, catches him with a right hand as he came in there. And again, then just steps off to his right. Decent combination there from the fighter in red. Good right hand there from OME, and he touched down there, I think, MOLATLHEGI. The glove, I think, hit the canvas, and that's why the referee just wiped the glove off. He's allowed boxing to go on pretty quick there. He didn't give any kind of a count. That was a touchdown. So slightly curious that from the ref that he didn't give a count there, because from where I was sitting, that right glove did touch the ring canvas. Right hand there from MOLATLHEGI, but that was exactly what OME needed. And I wonder what that will do to the scores for this second round, into the final 30 seconds of it. OME needs this round. He needs it with at least 3 of the judges. You drop the first round across the board with all 5 of them. You've got to turn it around in the second round, and the minimum you need is 3 out of 5, because that gives you a chance then. So the bell goes just as OME was shaping to throw another right hand, and he really caught him with that shot just in the neutral corner here, right up above us. But it was around the outside of that right hand from OME. MOLATLHEGI did dominate. So it would be surprising if that single shot. And there it is. Just caught him with a little bit with the inside of the glove. I don't think it's going to have had too much of a bearing with the judges. And you look at the scores there, and he swept it again there, MOLATLHEGI.
Seconds out.
And there's a 10-8 in there as well. 10-8 in there, I think a little bit generous, but OME now basically needs a knockout in this third and final round.
Third and final round.
And we've not seen anything in this fight so far to suggest that that is a realistic possibility. You do never know, of course, but you don't tend to get too many stoppages at these lower weights. MOLATLHEGI is just slightly frustrating at times, because you get the feeling that he could put more into these punches. He doesn't need to load up on anything, but you do certainly get the impression that there's a bit more to come. And just poking with the jab, and then again just bringing through the right hand. But it's doing a job for him. right hand on the break there from OME. The referee having a word with MOLATLHEGI about holding. But he got clipped by a pretty lively looking right hand there from OME. And there's the jab from MOLATLHEGI, and it gets through, but you just feel if he put a bit more rotation into that, just put his hips into it a bit more, he could land it a lot more solidly without too much more effort, really. OME just trying to steam onto the inside here, just past the midway point of round 3 rather. And the referee, I think, just wanting MOLATLHEGI to engage a little bit more there as we head into the final minute. The only way this can really go wrong for him is if he does walk onto something. As I said at the start of the round, that doesn't seem likely. OME, though, is doing his best to try and make that happen. And OME enjoyed that. And turned southpaw there, MOLATLHEGI, and did put a little bit more gas on that left hand as he threw it. And OME again just looking to try and get after him. He's been game here, David OME. He's tried to bring the fight to MOLATLHEGI all the way through. He hasn't had a great deal of success, but it's never stopped him persevering. Another smearing right hand doesn't quite land as we get to the end there, and knowing what the scores were going into that third round, the lead that MOLATLHEGI had, he needed 10-8s in that final round. David OME, I wouldn't say that we're going to see scores of that variety, so I think MOLATLHEGI is going to make his way through to the next stage, but the next time we see him, it would be good to see him just put a little bit more on his punches, and I don't think it would see him take any undue risks doing that. Just slow those feet down a fraction and just put a bit more into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to your judges' scorecards where we have a unanimous decision in favor of your winner. In the red corner, representing Botswana, Kobamelo MOLATLHEGI.
So safely through, Kobamelo MOLATLHEGI, and the final round went 4-1 in his favour. There was one scorecard there from the Romanian judge. He gave that to OME for effort, I think, really. He put plenty into that fight. And we stay in the 48 kilo division. Our first two fights, first three actually, of the session are at minimum weight. And just waiting for these fighters to leave the field of play.